Hey guys, Zach from Reaching Excellence, and in this video I'm going to be talking about leadership and how to lead people effectively. Now, for those of you that are new here, in the Academy and in Reaching Excellence, what we do is help people to break through the upper limits so they can make the impossible possible, so they can reach excellence in their business and in their personal lives. Now, the reason I want to talk about leadership here is because one of the things that I've seen personally in businesses is that the quality of your business is dependent on the quality of the people that you have in. So there's two aspects of this. One is the culture of the people, but the other thing is the culture and the style of leadership. So in this particular video, I want to talk about leadership and the couple of different ways that you can lead and the ways that I've found to be the most effective when it comes to me leading people in my teams or me coaching other clients to lead their teams, okay? So look, leadership, why do we want to lead, okay? Leading is really about influencing the people in your business to do the things that you need them to do, to take the tasks and the day-to-day activities of the business in a way that's effective. So it's important there is some leadership, there's some direction. Some people are great leaders, most people are going to be followers. And if you don't know how to lead properly, then it's going to be the blind leading the blind and the business is going to go around in the circles, okay? So you want to make sure you lead effectively. You want to delegate, not abdicate. I'm going to say that again. You want to delegate, not abdicate. A lot of people are guilty of abdicating, which is just giving them the responsibility and leaving them to do it, but not checking up on them. People need leadership, they need guidance, okay? So look, traditional way that people kind of lead is they lead with what we call carrot and stick, right? This is very old, it's archaic, and it creates toxic environments. It creates environments where people are afraid, they're afraid of punishment, they're afraid of being chastised, they're afraid of being sacked. Now, fear might motivate people, but the problem with fear on fear-based leadership or manipulative management is that it creates those toxic environments, okay, and it doesn't allow people to be in the right headspace to grow, to innovate. And the reason for that is this. The minute we've got people that are stressed, cortisol makes people stupid. In essence, what happens is, in the mind, the reptilian brain works and the higher consciousness shuts down, it goes offline the minute we're stressed. So although it might work in some scenarios to a certain degree, you're going to have people that are unhappy, you're going to have people that are stressed, you're going to have people that are not thinking properly and operating at their peak performance, and you're going to get high levels of attrition, which is people leaving, people coming and going, and it's not a happy, productive environment to work in, okay? The opposite of that is where you lead with love. And I'm not talking about something that's woo-woo here. What do I mean when I say lead with love? It means lead with kindness, okay? Lead with kindness and create an environment where people want to come and work with you, where people feel safe and people feel supported. This is really down to the leader to develop themselves, to develop those characteristics, because when people feel cared for, they feel safe, they feel nurtured, they can come to you and talk to you about anything. And although we're talking about leadership here in the context of business, this applies anywhere. You're going to lead at home, you're going to lead with your family, you're going to lead in your relationships, lead as a parent, but specifically in business, if we understand the psychology and more the EQ, the emotional intelligence that's required, you're going to be able to lead people far better. The third thing I want to talk about here is values, is understanding people's values. So the old way of doing things is motivating people by fear and, the whole kind of archaic way of doing things. The new way of doing things, which is incredibly powerful, is motivating people by understanding their values and what motivates them. So there's a previous video shot about values elicitation. It was in the context of sales, but you can also apply that to leading people by understanding what their values are. So when you ask people what their values are, what's important to them in the context of the job and the role, they will give you their criteria. So what are values? I'll just give you a quick recap on what values are. They're high-level generalized beliefs about what a person finds important, okay? And if you ask them what the value is in the context of business or context of work, they will give you that criteria, and you need to listen to that verbatim, word for word. The second thing you want to do is ask them why it's important to them. Okay, that will give you the deeper criteria and understanding. So for example's sake, one of my team members who's here as I'm filming, I asked her earlier on today what's important to her about working with me. She said that growth was important to her, knowledge was important to her, financial resources was important to her, having a mentor, someone who can guide her, and also clarity in terms of business and clarity in terms of where she's going. Now I have an understanding of what's important to this particular team member, so when it comes to motivating her, I know what will motivate her, but I also know what's going to turn her off and she's not going to be motivated by. So that means that I can now go, great, this is a task I'm going to give her because this is the stuff that's going to light her up and float her boat, and this is the other stuff I'm going to give to another team member. So when we understand what someone's psychological triggers are, what their hot buttons are, from a leadership point of view, we combine that with leading with love, care, and kindness. You'll get people wanting to follow you. You'll get people that will want to like literally go and fight wars with you because they buy into you. The benefits of them working with you are going to benefit them on a selfish level, and on top of that, they've bought into the vision of what you're trying to do. So I think it's really important, guys, that you understand the culture of a business that you go in, but the culture is always going to be determined by the leader. So if you go into businesses, for those of you doing acquisitions, I say this all the time. A lot of people look at the numbers. That's all great. Look at the culture. When I was involved in a large group, I had different companies within the group. Some of the groups and some of the companies had like a culture where people were victim-y. They had a complainy, whiny mindset. They were very difficult to teach. They had a closed mindset rather than a growth mindset. That's like shifting concrete, trying to get those people and lead those people. They don't want to be led, they don't want to change, they don't want to grow. Your business is always going to be capped at a certain level, and the environment's going to be the same. So you have to either cull those people, which is a difficult a job to do and a task to do, or you get better people in. I've also had businesses where I have people with a growth mindset, aligned values. I understood what their hot buttons were. We'd go to a boardroom meeting, go, right guys, here's what we're going to do, and they go, boom, we've done it straight away. And they were an absolute delight to work with. So I think it's important that you as a leader develop a growth mindset, develop the emotional intelligence, and learn to understand what people's values are so you can motivate them from a place of authenticity rather than fear, and then also understand what your culture is going to be like. So guys, if you found this video really useful, like, subscribe, put your comments below. If you want to learn how to do more of this kind of stuff, you might want to consider joining our Gentlemen of Excellence private members group. There'll be a link around this video. And yeah, you can click the link and you can come and join us there. But if you like this video, comment, share, like, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care. Bye for now.